Hey again, Brandi's back, and today I want to share a tool that I really love. It's the tool that helps me from essentially going crazy. You ever have one of those days or weeks or months or years where you feel like everything is not being handled? Maybe not all the time, but you may have your rough days or rough patches here and there. I know I certainly have. What's helpful to keep you out of spaces of personal chaos is a personal chaos inventory, or sometimes it's called a personal chaos index. This is a tool that I was taught by my good friend Michael Daphne. He is great at leadership coaching and strengths based coaching, and this is a tool he taught me when I was an employee at the United Way. Typically, when our life is in harmony, or when we're focusing on bettering ourselves in some areas of life, other areas improve. So for example, if I'm eating healthier, I'm probably doing more to work out, I'm probably smiling a lot more and being a more positive person, which makes me feel like I can be charitable, I have time to give to others, and balance all the things I have going on in my life. When I take care of some areas of life, others start to thrive. The opposite's true as well, right? When I don't get enough sleep, I'm kind of groggy the next day and may not have enough time to prep lunch, so I eat something crappy, and because I feel crappy, I start treating other people crappy. Then I do a bad job at work, and it can all falter. And so, obviously, there's a balance to be had for all the different areas of life, and a personal chaos inventory really helps you to keep inventory of what the various areas of your life look like when they are in balance. What are your warning signs for those areas starting to teeter out of balance so that you can stay in healthy alignment? So let's get into the PDF. So like it says here, we are going to look at 10 areas of our personal behavior, our personal life, and write down answers to some specific questions about what those areas look like when they're out of harmony. So for example, when we are not taking care of our bodies, what are some of the things that we're doing? What are some of the habits that we notice? What are some of the warning signs when our physical health is starting to teeter out of balance? For me, I know my physical health isn't doing that well if I'm getting less than 7 hours of sleep a night. Or if I'm skipping out on morning movement. I do some form of movement every morning. If I'm not doing that, I'm probably out of balance. I'm probably starting to get out of whack. Something's not right. Or I'm not meeting my goals on the Hydrate app, which I'll talk about in another video. For transportation, I'm overspending in my automotive category. I'm rushing to my Uber or calling them so they don't leave me. There's nothing worse than being left by an Uber. It is not a good feeling, and you don't get your money back, right? Or I'm behind in submitting my work travel expenses. My environment is out of whack if I haven't done laundry in over a week, or if the recycling is piling up in the dining room, or if there's clutter in my living room or closet, which currently there is a lot of recycling piling up in my home, and there is clutter in both my living room and my closet. So it's a trigger to me that, hey, something's not right. We may need to do some things soon so that things don't fall completely out of place, and then you're back with your house looking like a meth lab, right? For work, what does it look like when you're out of balance on work? Are you not returning phone calls? Are you avoiding things? For me, because I use Get Things Done methodology, if I have 25 emails or more in any of my combined email address, that means I'm not doing my job getting through those in an efficient manner. Or if I'm avoiding clients because I haven't finished their assignments. Or if I'm avoiding difficult projects by procrastinating and doing smaller things. That means I'm not, eating my frogs first, which I hate that analogy. Even though frog legs are delicious. I want to be vegan one day, so conflicted. Anywho, it's a sign of chaos. If I'm not doing spiritual reading or walking in nature or listening to motivational videos, it's telling me, hey, I'm not making time for the things that fuel me the most. Something may be out of whack. In my social life, if I haven't talked to any of my best friends in a long time, or if I have texts that are unreplied to 3 days old or more, if I'm waiting to the last minute to coordinate my Toast You event, it means something's out of whack in that area of life. For my family and significant others, if I haven't talked to my mom in over 3 days, it means I'm out of balance. It means I'm not focusing on family enough. Or if I missed one or more weekly date nights with Dom. Luckily, I haven't done that in all of 2017. But if I have a week where I'm missing date night, it means I'm not really focusing on my relationship in the way that I'd like to. Finances. If I have $200 or less in my safe to spend category in my simple account, which I might talk about simple in another video, something's up. Or if I'm moving money from my savings and debt reducing budget to other areas. Shouldn't be robbing Peter to pay Paul. Something's up with my finances. Or if I've gone a week or longer without actually looking at my budget and adjusting my numbers. It means I'm not looking at my financial picture, and that's a warning sign for me financially. Spiritual life and personal reflection. If I've skipped out on some form of reflection, if I haven't done a journal or a review or a video journal or a future me letter, which I'll get into future me in another video too, something's up. It means I'm not taking time to actually reflect and reassess. Or if I've gone a day without saying affirmations out loud. Again, that's not something that's common for me. But if there was a day that I didn't say some affirmations, I know something is not going right in my life. There's some work that needs to be done. I need to have a seat and work with myself, on myself. And lastly, symptoms and behaviors. Looking at some of these negative compulsions that we may have. For me, I know I am not healthy when I'm binge watching Netflix or movies. For some people, that's self-care. That is not self-care for me. That's actually avoidance of self-care. Because self-care for me looks like those positive interests that I listed earlier. If I'm binge watching Netflix, it means I'm in avoidance mode. Or if I'm avoiding showering. On some weekends, when I'm in depression, I don't always want to shower. That to me is a trigger. That's a warning sign. That means, oh my God, something's wrong. Why don't I want to get in the shower? Also, if I have a cabinet full of unnecessary coping or boredom snacks, it means that, hey, I'm trying to avoid something in life, or I'm not doing enough with my time to feel energized and engaged. So if you come to my house and I offer you popcorn or chips or granola bars, it means, and I know those sound healthy, but no, those are coping snacks for me. I just need to be drinking water and eating healthy, and then I'm nourished. I don't need to snack throughout the day, right? Today, I have warning signs because I bought some tortilla chips. And I don't know about you, it's really weird to eat tortilla chips like cereal, but I put them in a bowl, put some sauce in the bowl, and was eating the tortilla chips. And after it was a small bowl, but after the third bowl, I was like, yeah, I'm trying to avoid something right now. This isn't healthy. So, say you've gone through and done your personal chaos inventory. So you've looked at these 10 different areas of life, and for you, figured out what these habits are that are indicators that you're starting to slip into chaos. And I have a few of these right now. The next thing that you would do is choose 5 of those, or you could choose 3 to 4 of those to focus on for the next week or the next month. You can determine that time frame, but you choose some of the opposite of those habits to start enacting. So for example, there's clutter in my closet or in my living room. Does that mean I need to start possibly taking 5 minutes when I get home from work and putting things away, right? Maybe that's something I would do for the next week to get me back into balance. So I want to show you some of the apps that I use to help with balancing some of the habits that I either want to build or habits I want to maintain to stay out of personal chaos. And there's 2 apps that I use to do this. The first app is called Balanced. So say if I wanted to create a habit to meet my hydrate goal, I would type that in here. And then say how many times I want to meet this goal. Do I want to meet this goal, once every day or 3 times a week or however often? So I'm going to say once a day, I want to meet my hydrate goal. Now, this app will hold me accountable to this goal, and it'll actually track my record of success with that goal. For example, texting or calling a family member, because that's something that helps me stay in balance. And I can see by clicking on it my track record for that habit. So I've been pretty good at contacting family members. Everything else is actually at a lower percent. So I've been maintaining this habit. But you can see how many times I've been late to do this, how many times I've skipped doing this, and how many times I've actually done it. So the cool thing about this app is it actually gives you time frames in which you should do this based on the cadence you said you want to do it in. And you can check whether or not you've done it, whether you want to skip it, right? Food journaling is something I do at the end of every day, so that's something forthcoming. I did not play or be imaginative today. I need to do that soon. That's something I need to do frequently to feel alive and joyous. Another feature of this app is that it shows me my actual pulse. So this is a visual way that I can tell whether I'm in alignment with my own personal definition of balance. So currently, I've stayed above the balance line for 30 days, and there's some things that I can do to increase my chances of being in balance. So I can play or be imaginative more often. Obviously, I spend a lot of time doing reviews and personal growth, not enough time playing. So that's something that I can do more of. The next app is Done. And very personal here. I actually have Making Love in here because that's something that helps me to stay in balance. But these are the 5 things that I want to focus on for this month. So I want to focus on drinking smoothies, eating salads, actually making love, going on frequent dates, and reading the 4-Hour Workweek again. So you can see in this video, when I click on a particular habit, it'll show me how many times I've done this within the month and within the year. So this year so far, me and Donovan have gone on 22 dates. And in the month of April, we've gone on 3. We have not gone on any dates this week, and it's already Thursday. So this shows me we need to have a date night. So this app helps with that. And, you know, to indicate that I've done something, I just hold my finger over it, and it says that it's done. And if I want to undo it, I can just go in and take something away. I can also look at these habits, not only in a weekly, monthly, and yearly timeline, but I can also look at them in a calendar view to see my streak for how long I've been going with this habit, right? Based on how often I want to do it. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to create a habit in this app. Say on my personal chaos inventory, I wanted to focus on getting 7 hours of sleep per night because I've been tracking my sleep, but I know that even though I've been in the bed for 8 hours, I haven't been sleeping for 8 hours. So I want to say sleep for 7 hours. What I then do is say that I want to build this habit. I'm not putting habits I want to quit in this app because it's, to me, counterproductive to track things I want to quit. I'm not a smoker or a drinker, so I don't have a lot of habits like that. But I say that I want to build this habit, and I want to meet this habit daily, and I want to do this once a day. Once a day, I want to get 7 hours of sleep. And the colors that I choose typically correspond with the colors I've chosen for, like you saw in my calendar and in my life plan, the different categories of my priorities. And then I can say which days I want to track it, right? So maybe I don't want to track on the weekends, even though I do. Your habit for sleeping should be consistent. And I can say whether or not I want a reminder. Reminders are really good when you're trying to build habits. And I'm going to keep a reminder for 10:15 each night. So that's reminding me before I go to bed. And I'll write something to motivate me. Good sleep equals good days. Right? So that's the habit that I want to build. I click save. And now this habit is here in the app. And I can actually order these habits by their name, by when I started them, or manually sort them. So that's how that app works. So those are the 2 apps that I use to manage some of my personal chaos by tracking the habits I'm working to build and the habits that I want to sustain. Typically, I am using Done to build habits, and I'm using the Balance app to manage habits I've already started to build. That's the Personal Chaos Inventory. If you want to get your own Personal Chaos Inventory PDF, just shoot me a message and I'll shoot you a PDF. Hope you enjoyed this and I hope you have a great night.